Skills of teaching in an inclusive classroom, easy language. Introduction. Teaching is a very important activity in education. It helps convert educational goals into practical actions. Through teaching, students develop new knowledge, skills, and attitudes. The teaching learning process is complex and requires careful planning. Teachers play an important role at 3 stages. 1. Pre-instruction stage, planning before teaching. 2. Instruction stage, teaching in the classroom. 3. Post-instruction stage, evaluation and feedback after teaching. In an inclusive classroom, teachers must have special teaching skills because students include both normal learners and children with special needs, see DWSN. Teaching skills help teachers make learning clear, interesting, and effective for all students. Teaching skills. The concept of teaching skills was first introduced in Stanford University teacher training programs. Teaching skill means a group of teaching behaviors used by teachers to help students learn effectively. Teaching skills can be identified by 1. Observing teachers in different classrooms, interviewing teachers about their teaching practices, 3. Studying school curriculum and learning objectives. 4. Developing models of good teaching based on opinions of teachers and students. 14 teaching skills, Allen and Ryan, 1969. They identified 14 important teaching skills. 1. Stimulus variation, changing voice, gestures, or activities to maintain attention. 2. Set induction, introducing the lesson in an interesting way. 3. Closure, summarizing the lesson at the end. 4. Teacher silence and nonverbal cues, using body language and pauses while teaching. 5. Reinforcing participation, encouraging students when they answer or participate. 6. Fluency in questioning, asking questions smoothly. 7. Probing questions, asking follow-up questions to deepen understanding. 8. Higher order questions, questions that require thinking and reasoning. 9. Divergent questions, questions with multiple possible answers. 10. Recognizing behavior, noticing and responding to student actions. 11. Illustration and examples, explaining concepts using examples. 12. Lecturing skill, delivering information clearly. 13. Planned repetition, repeating important points for better understanding. 14. Completeness of communication, explaining ideas clearly and completely. Categories of teaching skills. Teaching skills are divided into 3 main types. 1. Pre-instructional skills, before teaching. These include writing clear learning objectives, organizing and sequencing lesson content, connecting lessons with real-life situations, planning different assignments for different learners. 2. Instructional skills during teaching. These include introducing the lesson effectively, getting feedback from students, identifying student learning difficulties, increasing student participation, responding to student answers and ideas. Number 3. Post-instructional skills after teaching. These include preparing different types of test questions, evaluating student performance, identifying learning problems, planning remedial teaching for weak students. Techniques for teaching language to special children. In inclusive classrooms, special techniques are used to support language development of children with special needs, CWSN. Some effective techniques include 1. News conversation, discussing daily events with students. 2. Storytelling, telling stories to develop listening and imagination. 3. Directed activities, guided learning activities. 4. Educational visits, learning through real experiences. 5. Free play, allowing children to learn through play. 6. Picture comprehension, understanding ideas through pictures. 7. Dramatization, acting out stories or situations. 8. Poems and rhymes, improving language and memory skills. Importance in inclusive classroom. These techniques improve language development, increase student participation, support both disabled and non-disabled learners, make learning interesting and meaningful. They are usually short activities used for specific learning goals. Techniques for teaching language in an inclusive classroom, easy language. A. News conversation. This is one of the most effective techniques for improving students' speaking and communication skills. It helps children express their ideas and thoughts. The activity can be adjusted according to the student's level. For lower classes, teachers can use the show and tell method where students bring an object and talk about it. For higher classes, students can read and discuss news. This method improves confidence and communication skills. Stasha, picture description. In this method, 1. The teacher shows a picture related to the topic. 2. The teacher asks students what they can see in the picture. 3. Students describe different objects or actions in the picture. 4. The teacher then explains and discusses the picture step by step. This technique increases student interest, encourages active participation, improves observation and speaking skills. C. Storytelling. Children love listening to stories, so storytelling is a very effective teaching technique. The story should be simple and suitable for the student's level. The main idea of the lesson should be clear in the story. Sometimes teachers create their own stories called teacher-made stories. Teachers can also use teaching materials such as toys, picture cards, word cards, sentence cards. After the story, students can perform role play or dramatization to understand the lesson better. D. Directed activities. In this technique, teachers guide students to perform practical activities, for example, making shapes, painting, fruit cutting, making fruit salad, preparing cake or ice cream. Craft activities can also be included, such as making kites, making envelopes, decorating the classroom. These activities develop creativity, participation, and practical skills. Educational visit. In this technique, students learn through real-life experiences. For example, if students are learning about biscuit making, the teacher may arrange a visit to a biscuit factory. This helps students see and understand the process directly, which improves learning and memory. Poem. Poems are useful for teaching language, rhythm, and pronunciation. Students learn intonation patterns and new words easily through poems. Poems can also help teach numbers, vocabulary, and language patterns. Teachers should write the intonation pattern on the blackboard so students can learn the correct tone and pronunciation. Poems help students remember concepts quickly and enjoy learning. Importance of teaching skills in inclusive education. Inclusive education means teaching all students together, including students with disabilities. The Council for Exceptional Children emphasized some important points. 1. Every child should receive appropriate education in the least restrictive environment, LRE. 2. Education should focus on students' learning needs, not on labeling them as disabled. 3. Regular teachers should be trained to help students with learning and adjustment problems. 4. Teachers should continuously improve their teaching skills. #Inclusive education and different disabilities. Inclusive classrooms include students with different types of disabilities, such as hearing impairment, visual impairment, learning disabilities, mild intellectual disability, orthopedic disabilities. Many of these students learn mainly through the visual mode. For example, hearing impaired students cannot hear properly. Their speech and communication skills may be affected. They learn mainly through lip reading, sign language, visual explanations. However, not all teachers know sign language. Therefore, visual teaching tools like the Blackboard become very important. Importance of Blackboard in inclusive classroom. In a normal classroom, teachers usually write only key points and diagrams, but in an inclusive classroom, teachers must write more detailed explanations. Example, teaching photosynthesis. In a normal class, teachers may write only keywords such as photosynthesis, air, water, soil, chlorophyll, sunlight. But in an inclusive classroom, the teacher should write complete sentences explaining the process, explain each word slowly, point to the words while explaining, connect new vocabulary with students' previous knowledge. This helps students with learning difficulties understand the concept clearly. Teaching skills are very important in inclusive education. Teachers should adapt their teaching methods to meet the needs of all students, including children with special needs. Using different techniques such as storytelling, picture description, poems, activities, educational visits makes learning interesting, clear, and effective. These techniques help students create mental images, which improves understanding and memory. Therefore, teachers must develop strong teaching skills to make the teaching learning process successful in inclusive